All right, kiddos. So today we're going to learn. Last time we learned about adding and subtracting integers. So today we are going to learn about. Let me change the color here. We're going to learn about multiplying and dividing integers. Multiplying and dividing integers. Um, so we're going to learn how to multiply and divide positive and negative numbers, right? So a few years ago, there was a kid named Sebastian that always was asleep in my class. So I named this uh, photo here, this visual aid, after him. So I call this Sleepy Sebastian, who is asleep here, right? So these two on the left and right are his eyes. So, and if you notice, those two are negatives. So these negatives I'm going to color in, highlight in red. Right? That's a negative, and that's a negative. And then this positive here is in blue. So positive is in blue. So the way this works is you go around in a circle, right? Or I guess you can call it in a triangle. So because this is a triangle, right? So let's form the triangle here. So we go like that, and like that to form kind of a nose, right? So the nose forms a triangle from the eyes to the mouth. And we go in that triangle to figure out what the answer R is when we multiply, right? So we say, we'll start here, negative times negative. So we form the triangle from there to there to there. Negative times negative is positive. Right? So if we start here, negative times negative is positive. Right? We could start on this one here, negative times, I'm sorry, positive times negative is negative. Right? And we can even go the other way. We can say positive times negative is negative. See? So it doesn't matter in which direction that we go, we're going to get the correct answer. So let's take a look at some examples that you're going to see on Delta Math. So this is one of the examples here, right? So again, this is going to be timed, right? Now, don't worry about these numbers here, this number, and worry about that. Ignore that. Ignore that. Ignore that. Right? All we're going to worry about is the problem here. Right? So we're going to see here we have negative times negative. So negative divided by negative. Negative divided by a negative. Right? Negative divided by negative. So what do we get here? So red divided by red, right? So red divided by red is, right? So red divided by red, negative divided by negative is a positive. Exactly. So this is going to be a positive. 63 divided by 7 is 9. So that's the solution right there. Positive 9, right? So let's take a look at this one now. This is multiplying. And again, we have negative times negative, negative times negative. Let's see, let's go back to our notes here. So let's start here this time. Negative times negative is positive. There you go. Look at that. Negative times negative is positive. Right? So let's go back. And this is going to be equal to positive. 9 times 5 is 45. So we get a positive 45. Right? Okay. 2 more examples. Let's check it out. This is a division. So let's see here. So I have a negative down here. And if you notice on the 8, I don't really have a sign. But that's really a positive, right? That's really a positive 8. So we have a positive divided by a negative. So let's go back. So we have a positive divided by a negative equals a negative. Look at that. So this answer is going to be negative. So we're going to get negative, and then 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we get negative 2, and the answer is right there. You're going to press that button. And finally, one more example, right? Here we have multiplication. So we have a positive. The 3 is a positive, right? So let's make that a positive 3. And the 5 is a negative 5. So what is a negative times a positive? What is a negative times a positive, right? So what I can do here is look, on the side, I can do negative, negative, positive. So I know that a negative times a negative is a positive, but here's a negative and a positive. So I can say, right, negative times a positive is a negative. So this answer is going to be negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. And 5 times 3 is 15. So I get negative 15. So my answer is, where's negative 15? Right there. There you go. That's the solution. So we go back, and Sleepy Sebastian is what we're going to use for our notes for, remember, multiplying and dividing, right? Multiplying and dividing. Multiplying and dividing, right? Separate rules for multiplying and dividing. Separate rules for adding and subtracting. All right? So these are multiplying and dividing integers.